What's up, guys? It's me again. Day 29, Monday, the 14th of August. That's unbelievable. It's going to be September, then it's going to be October, and then it'll be my birthday, 33 years of age. Fuck me dead. Now, I received a comment on the last video. Might have been on the last video, or it might not have been on the last video, but it was recently posted to this channel, and it was an opinionated comment. I don't know really what you'd call it. Sort of a person who obviously thinks they know me better than I even know myself, and there were parts of it that did make sense, you know what I mean? And apparently this person can sense some bitterness in me because I am, struggling to grow up, struggling to become a man, struggling to, and with becoming a man and with growing up, truly, there's certain things, certain dreams, hopes and dreams, especially physically, that you've got to get rid of. You have to let them go. They are just not going to happen. And a couple of those things that I've had to begin letting go is, playing professional sports. I always thought that I could or I should do that. I deserved to do that, but really I didn't. I mean, I didn't put in the work. If I had that dream at 16 or 18, I could have put in the work necessary. I could have done that, but I didn't. I've it's easy to look back now, 15 years back, and tell myself that, no, I was doing everything. I was doing everything right. I was playing at the best of my ability. I was eating the right things. I wasn't drinking. But at the end of the day, I wasn't like that. I was pretty self-destructive as far as, my drinking habits, even back at age 17, 18. It was all about binge drinking. I don't know how, but I seem to be able to knock it on the head throughout the week. But every single weekend, that's what I look forward to. And I don't know why. I just wanted life to feel different. I just got bored with the mundaneness of life, and that was back then. And that's when life's meant to be like the most exciting and all that. But even back then, things were just getting boring. And so I wanted to spice it up every weekend with alcohol. So look, I've just gone down a rabbit hole. What I really wanted to focus on was the fact that, a couple of these things that I read, they may have hurt, but at the time, they may have hurt at the time, but now reflecting and thinking, fuck man, you might be onto something there. Definitely around the physic, being a professional athlete and having, got to the age of 32 now and I've probably still chased it in some respect over the last 5 years. I've just tried to keep fit, keep ready. If I did indeed find a sport that I had the opportunity of going professional, or just being paid to train. I always thought that was the dream, you know what I mean? Being paid to train, paid to play a sport. But at the end of the day, I think the training necessary, the training required to play a sport at the professional level, I reckon I would have got sick of it. I pretty much know I would have got sick of it. I would have been one of those guys that just wasn't prepared to put in the work. I feel like that's the case, that's the reality, and so that is going to allow me to accept it. Just being completely honest with myself is then going to allow me to accept it. I'm in the process of accepting it. I'm in the process of accepting where I'm at in this life, and actually, come to think of that comment, the only part it was a very small part that referred to my bitterness at what I haven't achieved, but the whole first 3/4 of the comment was actually telling me, you feel like this, you feel bitter, but you shouldn't, because you've got two arms, you've got two legs, you've got two kids, you've got a roof over your head, you've got food in your mouth, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like, those are the most important things. So I've got to, look, I'm in the process throughout this 90 days and throughout this year, basically, as a whole, throughout 2023, I've really been in a process of letting go of certain things, letting go of certain things that, if I keep hold of them, they're only going to cause me mental health issues, you know what I mean? And I don't want that. I want to be happy with where I'm at in life. I want to be excited for the future. And maybe my future, it looks a little bit different now than what it did 5 or 10 years ago, but that's okay, man. That's all part of growing up, right? And I need to be told that. You know, I feel like I'm in a family dynamic that sort of accepts me for who I am. And, you know, even if I am misbehaving, or if I am, looking as if I'm going backwards rather than forwards, I feel like they're always going to be there to support me, but no one's going to give me that intervention type thing. No one's going to do that. I've never let anyone tell me what to do. I don't respond well in certain contexts when that happens. So I think they've just learnt to support me when things are going well, and also when things are going bad. And, you know, there have been times over the last few years where alcohol has definitely taken priority pretty much over everything else. And in those times they're supportive, but they are drinkers themselves. And so it's hard to be that real rock, you know what I mean? So anyway, those were some thoughts going through my head. Another beautiful day here in Christchurch. And the last thing I'll leave you with is I've actually decided to, and this is a different person on the channel, a different person commenting. I think their name has Tyndall in the name. I don't know if it's someone Tyndall or what, but they've been around the channel for a while now. And it seems every single time I sort of mention that this is a struggle, they come back with a recommendation. A recommendation that's apparently going to make all this so much easier. It's going to take away it's gonna make this process and make this quitting alcohol and taking it out of my life, it's gonna make it easier. It's gonna make it make sense. It's gonna reduce the anxiety around doing it, because apparently I'm going to be told in no uncertain terms the reasons why drinking alcohol for me moving forward is just a no-go. And so I want to say thanks to both commenters. I want to say I'm certainly taking things on board, and I really appreciate you guys' support. But I bought 2 audiobooks. It's been a long while since I've bought any audiobooks. I decided to download Audible. Funnily enough, I got one for free and I had to buy the other one. The first one I got was Alan Carr's Easy Way to Control Your Drinking. And I kind of kicked myself, because that was the only book that I could find. I knew the name. I knew that it was going to be to do with alcohol. So I knew the author's name, and I knew that it was going to be to do with alcohol. But I feel like I picked up the wrong one. And I thought, do I want... That title doesn't make sense, but I'm going to get it anyway. It said, Alan Carr's Easy Way to Control Your Alcohol. And I thought, no, that's not what he was saying. Surely he's not going to recommend me a book that's only going to help me control it. It was all about stamping it out well and truly for good. And so I saw a second book. And so this one, I got the first one for free. This one I actually paid for, because I was like, I am not going to settle with controlling it. I want it out of my life. And so I bought the second book called Alan Carr's Stop Drinking Now. I don't know what I'm going to be told. I am very skeptical. I'm not going to lie. I'm very skeptical, but this guy was simply not going to stop. He was not going to stop. He's always, until I read this, until I give this book a chance, he was never going to stop telling me that I should, that I needed to, if I wanted this journey to be I mean, it's never going to be an easy one, but an easier one. I'd be stupid not to take that. And so that's what I've done. I've got 2 audiobooks, and I just need to find the right time and right place to listen to them. And I've been kind of procrastinating this morning. I've really minimized my area. I don't know if you can see. I've gotten rid of a lot of cables down there. On my computer, it's just this now. It's all very nice and black and white. You know what I mean? And very clean. Actually, it's not clean as such, but as far as an overall look, it is very clean in here right now, and that does my mental health the world of good. So that was a good start, but I have been procrastinating about listening to this book, and that's my fault. You know what I mean? It hasn't been a completely completely wasted morning, I will say that. Another thing I've done is actually prepare my van for an overnight trip. And I'm thinking that we may be able to combine taking the van out for a night somewhere, possibly next to a lake or something like that, something really beautiful to put the mind at ease, but combining that with finally listening to this book. So I'm pretty excited for that, to be honest. Like, it's good to be back here in New Zealand. It's almost been 2 weeks. It's just absolutely flown by. But this is my van, and this is what I'll be working with. So we've got a nice brand new mattress that I bought when I thought that I was going to be living in this full time, and then I realized, well, it's probably not that suitable. But I've done a few trips in this van. It's pretty good. Got my sports gear there for when and if I need it. Table and chairs, water, bit of a gas burner, and my chili bin. So all is not lost. Yes, I did lose a fair few days there of drinking, and yes, I did finish my top 100 video series, and yes, I do feel proud about that. But man, can you imagine how proud I would have been if I didn't use alcohol to do it? I mean, that would be the ultimate. But basically, guys, what I have, going back to what I initially said about letting go of certain things and being okay with that, and moving on as a man and growing up. Another thing that, if it has to be, it has to be. And there is one major part of my life that I am super scared of letting go. And like I mentioned in day 27's video, super scared of letting my YouTube career go. Like I mentioned, I likened it to being an actor and having that peak of success, and then or even like a fighter, put it that way, like a UFC fighter or something like that. They've had the peak of success, they've been through their prime, they're coming out of it, but they just don't want to let go. And I feel like I'm probably in the same sort of boat as far as my YouTube creation. If it's time to hang up the boots, so to speak, it's time to hang up the boots. But at least I gave it a good crack, you know what I mean? If that 100 video series is kind of, I mean, I am going to still create content, different content. I've got a couple of videos that I'm ready to shoot here actually in New Zealand. But I mean, as far as like, if that project was indeed my last one, I've got to be okay with that. I have to be okay with that. And so that's the challenge. add these 100 videos to it, I will have created 2,300 videos. 2,300 videos on that channel about all sorts of shit, covering my life for the last 10 years. That's not a fucking bad effort, man. That's not a bad effort. And I've got to the point now where I can only really muster the courage and muster the confidence to create a certain type of video if I've been drinking. And it's got to that point because, you know, I've made 2,300 videos and I'm not sick of it, but it's just certain types of content. Certain types of content where I feel like the audience relies on me to be a certain way and give certain feedback and react to certain things in certain ways. And maybe I'm just telling myself that. Maybe that's just a lie that I am telling myself, that I'm not good enough without alcohol, or that I don't have the vocabulary without alcohol. That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, even just saying that to myself, fucking hell, just shake my head. But those are the mental traps you get yourself in sometimes. And I mean, I feel like it's probably something like a comedian that uses alcohol prior to going out on stage. I feel like I'm very serious without having a drink. I'm a very serious person. And I feel like my videos would be boring, you know what I mean? I feel like I wouldn't be able to joke around or make certain describe things in certain ways. I don't know, it's just when you've got a little buzz on, it just changes things. It gives you the confidence. You say what you feel, you say what you want, you say what you feel, you know. And you don't second guess yourself, which is fucking hell. Got a real habit of doing that. Either way, I thought I should check in. Day 29, I've got 2 new tools on my side, which is those 2 books and the van, so I can take that away. Just jump in it, like I said, pull up next to the water somewhere and chill out and listen to this book. Go for a walk, something like that. So either way, I'll continue editing these top 100 videos, and for anyone interested, please head over to my main channel, Jacob McDonald. That is my name. I've decided to keep my full name out of this channel for the most part. But this channel has been so rewarding for me so far. And just, fuck man, I'll leave you with this, alright? I've been talking way too long. I put up a video on this channel with 260 subscribers, and I got almost 200 views. I put up a video on my main channel with 150,000 subscribers, and I struggled to get 200 views. I mean, if that channel, that is the definition of a YouTube channel being at the end of its cycle, and I've got to accept that. I've got to accept it. So, thanks for watching, as always. There will be minimal cuts, minimal edits. That's what you get from this channel. And, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Possibly.